Joshy, I'm home.
And where the hell have you been exactly, Scott? I mean, Jesus, I thought I finally got rid of you.
Well, I actually just got back from my vacation to South America, and you'll be glad to know that I am now banned from the entire continent.
You know what? I'm not even going to ask what you did.
Oh, don't worry, it was nothing too perverted.
Well, that's a first.
Anyway, Butteroo, I've got a bone to pick with you. I've been watching your reviews of Fear the Walking Dead whilst on my holidays, and I have to say they are overly negative. What's that about? What's with the indoctrination, man? You gotta turn that frown upside down. See, I showed you how to do it. It's not that difficult, buddy.
No.
Fine, have it your way, Mr. Meanie, but just you remember what you have in that cupboard of mine.
No, you wouldn't, Scott. You wouldn't dare.
Oh, yes, I would, Joshy Josh. Hey, what do we have here? If it isn't your old buddy, Super Mario the Plant. Would be a crying shame if I were to drop him on the hard floor.
Don't you dare drop him.
I feel him slipping through my fingers. Oh no, he's gonna fall, I tell ya. He's gonna fall.
Fine, you win, okay, Scott? You win. Just leave the amiibo collection alone, okay? I'll be more positive in the next video, I promise.
Do you promise?
Yeah, I promise, I just said that. But anyway, can you just go away now and let me get on with talking about how great Fear the Walking Dead is? I suppose I better watch it first. Ugh.
Super duper! Back in the cupboard I go.
Found a way all the way over here because we had something to fight for.
This is unbearable already, 5 minutes into the episode.
The book says you can only see with your heart, not your eyes. So I got rid of my eyes.
Kid, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that sounds like a pretty dumb book to me. I mean, you need your glasses to see because you can't without them, so take them off and saying you're going to listen to your heart, it's probably just going to get you killed in a world where there's walkers. I mean, if you can't see them, you're going to run into them and get eaten. This is so bad.
What the fuck?
Right, that's it. I can't deal with this. Scott, open up now.
Hey buddy, old pal. How's the super duper awesome review going?
It's not going anywhere, Scott. It's not going anywhere at all. You know what? You can destroy all my amiibo for all I care.
What?
Yeah, that's right, Scott. You can just destroy them all. You know, burn them, blow them up, do what you want. In fact, you can destroy all my possessions in this entire house if you want to. And you know what? It still won't make me give this episode a positive review. And you know why?
Is it because you're a negative Nancy?
No, Scott. It's because it's a steaming pile of shit. And speaking of shit, I would rather watch 2 Girls, 1 Cup than this episode. That's right, I would rather watch a video of 2 girls shitting in a cup and eating said shit than watching this episode.
Wow, you gotta send me the link to that video, buddy. That sounds kinda hot. Ah! What did I say?
Hello everyone and welcome. So let's talk about the latest episode of Fear the Walking Dead. So normally I'd do a little spoiler warning in my introduction, but I've already spoiled it for you. But that's if you can consider me showing a hot air beer balloon a spoiler. I mean, if anything, I'm doing a public service by showing you that, so you don't have to sit through it. But anyway, that's besides the point. Let's just get on with the actual review. So this episode is a bloody mess, and it's the worst of this season and probably the worst in the entire show, in my opinion. Once again, the dialogue is just laughable. I mean, I've picked out some of the worst offenders in my intro, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. I think when Strand's riding along in the balloon, he says something like, "Hey, can you bind me to a giant coaster?" I mean, it's not actually a bad joke, but I just can't believe this is what Fear has come to. I mean, when you look at the episode in Season 3 when Alicia is in the bunker and oxygen's running out and she has to choose who lives and dies, and then you compare it to this episode where we've got characters turning up in a beer hot air balloon cracking awful one-liners, it's like it's not even the same show anymore. How did this happen? I mean, can you imagine if, for instance, Game of Thrones suddenly made Daenerys a psychopath, had Jaime die from a falling brick, and appointed Bronn as the Master of Coin? Oh wait, that wasn't a bad dream, that actually happened. I just can't believe that things have got worse than last season, and that's quite an achievement, to be honest. So this week's episode focuses on, well, what does it exactly focus on? I don't know, it's all over the place. First up, we have Morgan and his friends trying to fix this plane that they found whilst awful conversations take place. For instance, we see June telling Annie that she used to run away, but now she doesn't, because apparently the 20 times that she tried to run away last season weren't enough for us, so they have to remind us that she tried to run away. And then Alicia tries to convince Annie to stay, and I don't really know why she would want to. I don't know why everyone in the show feels the need to have to save everyone. Just if they want to go, just let them go. That's what I would do anyway. And as I said on Twitter yesterday, Alicia doesn't really do anything anymore. She used to be this really strong female character, one that certainly developed a hell of a lot at the end of season 2 to season 3, and now all that she has going for her are her good looks. She doesn't do anything, she's just the female Morgan now. We also have Morgan getting upset at Grace going to sacrifice herself at the power plant to stop another meltdown, and this is the same power plant which AMC are too cheap to actually show us, so they have to make an excuse as to why Morgan can't go with her. And you know, Grace, she seems like a cool character, but do you really expect me to cry and care about a character who's gonna sacrifice herself when she's been in the show for about 10 minutes? Because I really don't. For me, the only part of the episode that I could really stomach was Dwight and John's time together, but even that was also riddled with problems. I completely get that Sherry is terrified of the Saviours and terrified of Negan, but does she really think that the Saviours are going to chase her all the way to Texas? Because I just don't get why she doesn't stop somewhere for a decent amount of time. She could just stop somewhere and leave a note saying, look, Dwight, I'm in this area for 2 weeks, come and find me. If you don't, I'm going to move on because it's too dangerous. But instead she leaves Dwight a note which tells him that she doesn't want him to look for her anymore. So she's basically saying to Dwight, you know, thanks for chasing me half across the country and finding all these cryptic clues and then figuring out what they actually mean. But you know what, just give up now. See you later, Dwight. Love you, bye. I don't believe for a second that Sherry would go to all that effort just to give up. The only way the writers could somehow fix this is if, for example, Sherry was captured and the captors didn't want Dwight to look for her, so they just wrote a note and pretended that she didn't want to look for him, when in fact she's hidden or kidnapped somewhere, and then we find out that Dwight has to go save her. I mean, what if she's kidnapped by the Proctors or something, for example? But there's no way the writers are that clever, so we've just got what happened. Also, another thing that really bugged me about Dwight and John's segment was that John finds Sherry's note whilst he's in the car, and then he sort of gives a signal to say, hey, Dwight, you know, there's a note here for you. And then he just reads it. Now, I don't know about you, but from where I'm from, reading other people's messages, especially messages from their loved ones, is really bloody rude. Like, I just wanted to slap John around the face. Like, what are you doing? Let Dwight read it. John really had no business at all looking at Dwight's note, and the only reason that he's done it is just so that we can have this sort of storyline where John has to keep it a secret, and then Dwight's going to find out, and he's going to be pissed and want to kill John, and then Morgan's going to come in and say, no, you don't have to do this. You don't have to kill him, Dwight. You don't have to be the man Negan made you to be, blah, blah, blah. And then it's all going to be a happy, peaceful ending where everyone loves each other and everyone sings songs around the campfire. But anyway, although I had major problems with this segment as I did the entire episode, this was by far the best part of it. At this moment in time, I'm hoping that the rest of the cast die from radiation poisoning, and then the show just ends up being a buddy cop show about Dwight and John on the road trying to find Sherry. And that's simply because at this moment in time, I don't care about any of the other characters. I mean, this season makes season 4 look like a masterpiece. I don't really know what else to say at this point. This episode is atrocious, as is this season so far. I think the fact that half this video, half the length of it, is just a sketch of me and Gimple basically shows that there's literally nothing really to talk about. What can you say? Nothing really happened. What did happen wasn't interesting. I am really thankful that in 2 weeks we get a mid-season break, because I am struggling to find the motivation to keep watching this, and if I hadn't already agreed to review the show, I would have given up a long time ago. And if you're watching it, please let me know why you are, because I wish I didn't have to watch it. So let me know what you think in the comments below. If you like it, please let me know why, and please try to be nice about it. You know, I'm not trying to moan about this show for the sake of moaning about it. I honestly loved the first 3 seasons and I'm flabbergasted at how terrible it's gotten. So if you genuinely like it, then I like engaging in debate with people as long as you can put your points across and you don't act like a dickhead. And if you don't like it, then let me know why you agree with me, let me know what else you hate. And yeah, and thanks for watching, I guess, and I'll see you next week if I haven't hung myself by then. I'm only joking. I love reviewing this show. Yes. Fun, fun, fun. Alright, see you later, people. Bye.